Yes, my people. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Welcome back. Welcome back. I say welcome back. It's you lot welcoming me back to my own channel. I don't do enough of these lives. It used to be called one-on-one or one-to-one, but I've changed the name. I like One Mic Live. It's going to be my only live show. All the other content I've got planned is going to be pre-recorded content. So this will be the main live show, One Mic. So big it up, show it some love. Big up Max on the buttons as well. When I say buttons, I mean the design, the logo. Beautiful. Thumbnail, I like it. Let me know. Name, I love it. A bit of homage to Nas, and I'm sure people have used the name One Mic Podcast and all that before. It's not a unique name, but since the show's going to be me, One Mic, and the community, One Mic and the community. That's a long name, though. That's a long name. It'd be a big logo. We'll keep it at One Mic, but it's One Mic and the community. So big up to people. Hit the like button first and foremost. If you haven't done so already, there's over 100 people here already. Well, over 300. The thing just loaded. So big up the community. Like I said, first live I've done in a while. And I mean, it's not really breaking news. There's nothing circulating that's new. It's all really come about in the last 7 to 10 days regarding Rodrygo or the preference for SESKO over GYOKERES. The WIRTZ stuff, it's been at least 4 or 5 days. We've had to, get our head around that. But because I haven't done a live in a while, because I haven't been on the channel in a while, I thought, you know what, why not? Why not discuss it with the community? So make sure you get your questions in, your thoughts in. I'm not just talking super chats. People big up Suj, always super chatting already. But yeah, I'm gonna save as many comments as I can, as well as obviously the super chats, which save themselves. So big up the community. Let me quickly scroll up and see who's here as well. Big up the community. Big up Friendly Anaconda. New tattoo. I do, I do. If you can see it there in the light. I've always wanted Saturn Arsenal. And to be honest, I've always needed to finish the sleeve off a bit. So I went with my hand. I've always wanted a hand tat. What stopped me before was the professional world. Obviously, I went to uni. I got a degree. I was in operations management and project management. Hand tattoos, neck tattoos, all of that stuff. It doesn't really bode well for, you know, progression, let's say. Often people can look at you and think, yeah, a bit rough around the edges. We don't need that sort in the upper echelon of the company. So I steered away from it. But now I'm my own boss. I do my own thing. I do content, my channel, Big Six freelance, do some AFTV as well. I thought, why not? Who's stopping me? What's stopping me? So here I am. Big up Arsenal, always. There you go. I'm gonna finish it off with a more shading. I need to get the wrist done as well. Obviously, there's a few things that need to be done. But yeah, big up Friendly Anaconda. That was the first comment in as well. Real early, 7:30. How did you? I mean, it must be one of the AFTV videos you saw it on. Oh, it's on the thumbnail. Sorry, I can see a bit of it on the thumbnail. I didn't even clock. But yeah, new tat, new tat. Big up Max. I see you there as well. Aran, nice fakes. Taylor. The mods are in the building. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let me get the Suj super chat in nice and early. He says, big up Turkish and the community. You already know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Get involved. 100%. 100% people. 100%. We need the OG podcast. Shout out to Curtis. I mean, we kind of do, but we kind of don't. The last one wasn't too long ago, and nothing's really happened since. We were at the Champions League when we done it. There was no chance of winning the league. And really and truly, the transfer news is the same old transfer news. Round and round. Is it SESKO today? Is it GYOKERES today? Or is it Osman today? It might be. Who knows who it will be tomorrow? You know? So really and truly, we like to have a bit of news or solid news, I'll call it, to get our teeth into and provide the core of the show. So yeah, it is what it is. Where was that? I was at super chat. There we are. Big up R as always. Oh mate, big up selective. One mic, one love. It's all relevant. It's all relevant. Maybe that's another show. One love. Could be. Could be. Sweaty Betty lying here sick with a hot whiskey, watching Turkish LDN. Got a hair transplant 7 months ago, bro. Hope my hair's going well. To be honest, it's just because look, it's going well. Look, can't really. It's going well, man. Big up a lit hair. Like, and this is me just, it's fresh out of a hat. It's not like I've done it or, you know, jazzed it up. What sprays do you use? But it's been so long since I've even bothered doing my hair that I don't even know what to do with it now. I've got it, but I've got it. Proof's in the pudding. And it's only been, what is it? The shedding was in February. So March, April, May. It's only been nearly 4 months. It's only been nearly 4 months. So, you know, they said 8 to 12 months is when it's really gonna flow. You know, I asked for the Shawn Michaels. I didn't know they was gonna give man the Shawn Michaels. It's mad. If you start seeing hair coming out of the caps, then you know what to do. You know what to do. Big up the love. Big up the love. I see it. I see it. Let me quickly scroll back up. Come on, the love for the tattoo. I see that. Come on. I see Babs in the building. Big up my bro. A man said A for Arteta. You see that you can't mistake this A. This ain't no. When you see this A, if you know, that's it. If you don't know, then I don't even wanna. I don't want to know. If you don't know, I don't want to know. So if like basically, if I'm walking and someone's like, "Yo, Turkish, I love your stuff," or whatever, and then like, what does the A stand for? I'm bouncing. I'm walking straight on. You can't be asking that question. You can't be asking the question. The man said, "Give me the HPK." It's all mad. Hand tat, new hair. Who's this? Who's this? I might start another channel. Might have to call it Irish London and just hat off, different man. Maybe Irish London is more optimistic. If people will start calling me, what's the schizophrenic? That's what people will start calling me. But it could work. It could work. Maybe I'll put that in the stove and let it cook a little bit. Man said the A stands for Arteta, right? When Arsenal lose, Umar said Turkish's beard becomes orange. I saw it on AFTV. I mean, in the summer, my beard does become more orange ginger. The sun, it tends to do that. Irish genes, big up Nan. So yeah, I mean, I thought people would be used to it by now, but well spotted. Dominic says, "Hey bro, big up to you. Really love your unfiltered opinions. If it's on AFTV or elsewhere, followed you for quite some time now. Keep going, Dominic. Love for the love. You know, what more can I say? I mean, the guy sent in a suit. I say the guy, I don't mean no. He sent us a super chat to show love, and that's what this shows. Really, you know, as much as I want you lot to engage, this is why I ask you lot to engage, because you lot have shown love over the years. Like I said on my match reaction, this season I've made sure I've done more content on my channel. I've always said I would. And obviously there's been peaks, highs, lows. Big Six used to be on my channel. I thought, let me just focus on that. And then AFTV came about and my time, little man, all of that stuff. But I always knew I was going to come back to it because the community have never left. And I can't let the community down. So Dominic, as well as everyone else out there, and you know if that's you, you know, and I don't just mean people that agree with me, people that disagree with me too. Because if we don't have disagreements, then there's no content to make. So here we are. Otherwise, we'll just all be here singing Kumbaya and just having a laugh along for an hour. But there's 1,000 in the building, right? I ain't even started, people. I ain't even started. We ain't even got into nothing. We're nearly 10 minutes in. I was meant to do this 3 minutes in, but I'll do it now, people. We've got to show some love to the sponsor. Yo, my people, you've heard about them before. It's time to hear about them again. They're providing the desk my laptop's on right now, and they're providing this chair I'm sitting on. It's FlexiSpot. Yes, FlexiSpot, people. If you don't know, get to know. If you need any sort of furniture, make sure you check them out first. They've got exclusive offers coming up later this month, and they're lasting a little while too. Before we get into all of that, let's have a look at the E7 Pro standing desk. Have a look at that. Beautiful. Ultimate stability and more space with its semi-C-leg structure. Powered by individual drive motors in each leg, it provides better stability as well as heavy-duty capacity, up to 160 kg. You can program your desk for up to 4 preset heights available at the touch of a button. There's a built-in charger. An embedded USB charging port makes it easier to keep your battery full. There's a child lock. You know, I've got a little one, 4 years of age, so that prevents the desk from movement until allowed, which keeps the workstation from mess by unsupervised children and pets, if you're a pet person. There's storage sockets. It's easier to stay organized. There's self-gripping tape, cable clips, perfect for organizing your charging cables, earphones, and all other cables. Look how nice that looks. Sweet. And it works just a charm. That's the E7 Pro, but there is 8% off site-wide coming up real soon. Check out the offer. You can get anything. You can get that E7 Pro. You can get this BS14 chair. And listen, as someone who over the last few years has become more and more involved in at-desk work, like I'm doing now, a chair has become vital. I used to just get any cheap thing that used to have some wheels and maybe a bit of leather on it. This is a beauty. Show FlexiSpot some love, people. BS14 chair, E7 Pro. There's a link in the description. FlexiSpot, you can't go wrong. 8% coming up. Let's move. Glitched in, glitched out. Show FlexiSpot some love, people. I'm not going to lie to you. Their desks are solid and their chairs are comfy. You know, I don't lie. You know, I don't lie. If you need a desk, if you need a chair, if you need something else, check them out first. They got deals running for the rest of May and then a bit into March. So there's a link, description. There's a bit of a description in the description. 50% off some products up until the 6th of March. So show FlexiSpot some love. And I see people saying, oh, what happened to nothing's happened to Proton, people. Nothing. So you just gotta mix it up sometimes. Look, imagine what I got here. But that's for another day. That's for another day. I can't cross the promotions. I can't do that. We got FlexiSpot for this one. Proton for that jumper. Hit the like button. 1,000 people in the building, and let's get into what we need to get into. Please, no bias. Would you take Çalhanoğlu at Arsenal? No, I would not. Like him, never loved him. Reason being because in Europe, listen, I mean, in Italy in particular, he's done his thing, built his name, and he's built quite a solid reputation. And as a Turkish man, someone representing the Turkish national team, which very few players do if they have a choice. I've got to show respect to him there. But in terms of the player himself, anytime it comes to the Turkish national team, he never transferred that ability enough to the national side. And the national side is what I care about. I don't care about Inter and AC and whoever else he's played for over the years. I just don't. It's not of interest to me. I care about his reputation and you know, as a Turkish Cypriot man, seeing Turkish players hit a high level, because it rarely happens. I mean, and when it does, it's a beautiful thing for me and or Turkish people. But like it is for any other person supporting their players in terms of nation. But in terms of Arsenal, nah, you know, nah. How's the hair development? I showed it about 3 minutes ago, brother. Rewind back 3 minutes, you'll see the hair in full flow. And when I mean flow, there's a flow to it, you know. And it's been maybe 20 years since I could say there's a flow to my hair. There's a flow to the hair. Rewind 4 minutes, you'll see it. Let me get these in and then we'll start on the topics and whatnot. Did I read Suge's one already. Big up Suge. Did I read Callum's? No, I didn't read Callum's. Too many transfer links happening. What happened to the focus? It reeks of pending quote registered interest stories in August. Other clubs moving direct. And the aura of this live is gonna pretty much lead down. It's gonna lead down different avenues, but ultimately each avenue, road, alleyway ends with this kind of thought on my behalf anyway, and obviously Callum's as well. And we'll get into why it's not hard to know why. I see why. Calm down, Turkish. It hasn't even opened yet. The season just finished. Okay, we've heard it and seen it all before. Thoughts on Alvarez? Links surprised. Don't believe it. Especially a year in at Atletico. He's not like he's at any club. He's at Atletico Madrid. He's a year in. He seems to be enjoying it. Unless, listen, I don't keep my ear to the X streets. So maybe there's some reason why he's being linked. Maybe someone said he's not happy. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I'd take him. But I just don't believe it. Is Baklava Turkish or Greek? Well, as a Turkish man, I know Baklava to be Turkish, you know. But historically, in that side of the world, the what you see now, well, Eli, what you know, what you see now has come from big splits over the years, and a couple wars back in the day, and so on. So a lot of the food, a lot of the desserts, a lot of the drinks, a lot of the whatever else falls under the world of food, a lot of it kind of crosses paths. Like when I was doing the hair vlog and I had the kunefe, right? I did say its origin is Arabic, right? Or the Arab world, right? But I still got comments saying, "Don't ever say kunefe, don't ever say the Turkish kunefe is the best," because this is what it's like. Like halloumi is hellim to me, right? Greek yogurt is Turkish yogurt to me. Um, Lebanese shawarma is a doner wrap. Do you understand? So different, and we was all one-ish at one time. Hence why a lot of the food is just different seasonings and different ways of preparation that really separate Turkish, Lebanese, Arabic, Greek food in general. Yeah, I'd probably put in Bulgaria in there as well because there's a lot of crossover there. But yeah, it goes back historically, brother. Did you ever rate Arda? Of course I did. He probably built the best let me just think. He he did build the best reputation for a Turkish player we've ever had in European football or in football in general. But at Atletico Madrid, he was a key player for many years, Champions League finals. Did he win the league there? I can't remember if he won the league there or did he leave and they won the league. Or did he win the league there and not win the league at Barca? I can't remember which way it turned out, but at the end of the day, he hit the highest of highs in European football, and not many Turkish players do that. I'd say Emre was up there back in the day. Tugay in the Premier League, but he was at Blackburn. Listen, Blackburn won the league, but when he was there, they wasn't anywhere close to the Blackburn that won the league. Bashturk built a very good reputation for himself in Europe. Bayer Leverkusen Champions League football, he was a player. But yeah, so Arda Turan for me, and I know he just apparently joined Shakhtar Donetsk as head coach. Dan B says Turkish. This is the so are you DB69? Let me just write this. Dan B LFC. I'm gonna go back into it, bro, and then I'm gonna after the show anyway, and I'm gonna search for that name. Yeah. And hopefully, third time of going through hundreds of usernames, I actually fall upon the right one and we get somewhere. You said Ozil. Listen, you lot should know me by now. If you don't know me, let me give you an example of the way I think. If you pick Germany, then I can't see you as a Turkish player. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is for me. And a lot of people. This is not a strange way of thinking. In fact, listen, I loved Ozil as a player. I loved him as a player. At us, he was doing well. It all went downhill on the pitch. Obviously, off the pitch, we know, what happened, what he said, and the ramifications of that, because our club is rotten, really inside out. Big up Mark Bonnick. If anyone knows Mark Bonnick, I'd love to interview him on my channel or do something. But yeah. Mesut Ozil in the end, yeah. So I can put that aside. Quality player, world class, legendary 10, right? I don't need to say it. Mourinho said it's the best 10 he worked with, and Mourinho is a legendary manager. So, but he's just not Turkish. I mean, he's Turkish, but in a footballing sense, he's German, right? Because part of supporting your people as well. Because listen, we're all one people, yeah. But this is sport we're talking about, and we all come from different backgrounds, and we all have a flag. Some flags represent negativity to some people because of history and whatnot. Some people are very close to the flag or the depiction of their country and whatnot. So when you see a flag next to a certain person's name, for example, if they're coming out to be 100-meter runner or a boxer or a footballer, naturally you're proud as that person, right? So yeah, Ozil picking Germany for me was just, yeah. I don't know how we've got onto Ozil picking Germany. How did we get onto that? Turkish players. That's it. That's it. And every time every time I'm gonna really go into it, we get a super chat. WIRTZ, Cherky, and Rodrygo. Cherky and Rodrygo, the Premier League is healing. That one's from Micah. I mean, I'll get into it in a sec, Micah, but I don't disagree. Cass says, I'll take Gunnock over Raya any day. He's so clutch. Listen, I mean, at the Euros, I think he got saved at the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Was it the not the semi-final? I think the Austria save, quarter-final save, off the top of my head. But yeah, Jam. It's a rebrand, bro. Not a rebrand, but it's a fresh. It's coming to a new look. One mic live. It's a different world now. Yeah, it's professional world now. Yeah, we've got to avoid all that. You caught me out, first person to catch me out for years. So well done on that. Just leave it at that. Yeah, just leave it at that. Trust me. Trust me. And if you don't leave it at that, then really I should be putting up the Proton QR code right now, because I will put that IP into some sort of search engine and find that the big six will be there one summer. Trust me. I play the long game. Pause, maybe. I don't know. But listen, let's get into it. First man, main man. He's come up a couple of times in the in the super chats, in the comment section. And to be honest, if I did this video a week ago, it looked like Rodrygo was available. It looked like he would be the fall guy for Real's exuberance in the windows over the years, the attack they have, and missing that. Was it the El Clasico you missed? Missing that El Clasico, you thought to yourself, they say, even though I think he was injured the game before, he was on the bench for this one, but then he was he wasn't on the bench, I think, the game after, because of the injury. So I don't know. But it got us excited. It got me excited, because for about 18 months now, I've been saying, listen, when Mbappe goes to Real, there's going to be a fall guy, whether it comes last summer or this one we're currently going into now. I believe that'll be Rodrygo, because I believe Mbappe won't work out as a striker, and you'll want him and Vinny on the wings, or you'll want a right winger that kind of cuts in and becomes a 10, and maybe Arda Güler, to be honest with you. And then you have the strikers, Vinny and Mbappe, and then Güler kind of in behind them with Bellingham. So like 2 10s kind of thing. Whereas Rodrygo can do that. You know, he's a good enough player to be central, but from the right-hand side, no. From the right-hand side, no. Because predominantly right-footed, don't get twisted, he can use his left. But his natural instinct is to, and his body movements are always towards his stronger right-hand side. So yeah, I'm waffling there, but all in all those reasons led me to believe that he would be the fall guy. And it does seem like he is still potentially the fall guy. Listen, Xabi Alonso's come in and said he's a spectacular player and we need him. On one hand, he is a spectacular player, and I'd argue if you need him or not, if I'm honest with you. On the other hand, you'd think he's a new manager. I'd probably say that about most players that, you know, are potentially headed towards an exit, even if to keep that value there and not just, you know, have the shark circling because you've said the wrong answer. As a club, as a manager, you'd still want to be on top of the situation. So admitting that he could be available would really get X going and all these social media platforms going. You'd see Rodrygo on every shirt. We've seen Rodrygo on every shirt under the sun on the socials already. But yeah, if he is, listen, big if, I do think he is. I do think he will be. And if not him, maybe an Arda Güler, but that's for another thumbnail. That's for another show. If it materializes, the talk is about Rodrygo. He put up an Instagram post as well, insinuating stop talking. This was a couple weeks ago, maybe 10 to 12 days ago. Not too sure off the top of my head. So you couple that up with Xabi Alonso, you know, it's dampened the mood around Rodrygo. This is before I even get into whether Arsenal can, will, should, right? But I think you know what I think we should. You know, we missed out on Kvaratskhelia in January. Rodrygo, if he does become available, we cannot miss out on him. Now, one argument people have, and to me, it's really a silly argument, is he much better than Martinelli? And then people might bring out his numbers and say, look how Martinelli, I won't say is the fall guy for our attack in terms of the work he has to do, but we know he has to do a lot of work, and that's how we soften the blow in terms of his decrease in productivity over the last couple of years. You know, that works in his favor in terms of if you're arguing for him. I agree with that, but Rodrygo is that for Real Madrid. In the attack, he is a quality player, but he's also the water carrier of the three. And by that, I mean he's the one that has to be more astute defensively. He has to be the one that's more aware, that needs to slot in to accommodate for others into a position he's very good in on the right hand side more often than not, but is not his strength. So the excuses and or reasons we make for Martinelli, you can make the same for Rodrygo. But on the attacking side of things, when you look at the players, I don't, you know, if you believe you can put them in the same sentence, then you haven't watched enough of Rodrygo, in my honest opinion. Because in the final third, he has a cutting edge that 2 years ago, it looked like Martinelli would find, and once he finds that cutting edge in the final third, he becomes a complete winger. It just hasn't happened. Whereas Rodrygo does have that cutting edge in the final third. Have we seen it enough? No. But when you're with Mbappe, Vinicius, when you're with even Joselu, who's someone you more have to provide for as a winger rather than, you know, and then Vinny on the other side, who's still the main man. Rodrygo's always had to do that side of things as well as produce in the final third. And he's had many a moment, Champions League and across La Liga seasons as well, Copa del. He's had his moments in the final third. And when you see his ability, his ball striking ability from the angles, not only the angles he takes the shot from, but the angles his body's in when he takes the shots, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you've watched Rodrygo, you know what I mean. Whereas Martinelli, he'll get into the same position. We'll all be like, shoot. And by shoot, we just mean whip that either bottom corner, top corner. Rodrygo's got that, right? And he's got it in a dynamic way. So, in my opinion, if he's available, 85 mil, you do it. You do it. And then you work out the rest after. The rest being Martinelli, Trossard, what happens to them? Right now, one argument is you keep both because Trossard can slot across the front three. Jesus is out for half the season anyway. And when he returns off the back of another ACL on the other leg, how's he going to be? Because the first ACL really had an impact on his agility and his ability to turn a defender with his back to them. That was his main thing, in my opinion. Rodrygo's cold. Trust me. So, yeah, with Jesus at half a season, I think Martinelli and Trossard, there is an argument to keep them both, even if you brought in a Rodrygo. But I'd say when you consider the work we have to do, I wouldn't mind selling Martinelli this summer. You know, I wouldn't mind 50 mil ish, right? Maybe with some add-ons, because I think he's a good player. I think the impact of Arteta's move into this world where we're in with Arsenal in terms of playing style, which happened at the end of the Martinelli's best season, it's worked against Martinelli, it's worked against Odegaard, and initially it worked against Saka, but Saka's level is just, you put something in front of him, he's either smashing it down, jumping over it, or getting around it. He's past that, right? We've seen that enough across club and at domestic, European, and international level too. Sorry, let me have a sip of my. So I like Martinelli. I think there's value there. I think in a team that work more off the transition, you'd see a more 22, 23 Martinelli. You know, does it excuse everything? No, because like I said, Saka's leveled up from it. So I look at Martinelli and Odegaard too. It's not about him right now, but Martinelli. And I say, as much as there's a reason there, and I can understand it, you know, I mean, this past season wasn't a season for reasons, let alone this season coming up. New season, no reasons, right? No excuses, reasons, whatever you want to call them. So for me, works hard, always puts in the effort. That's why he retains value. I'm not saying I'm not getting onto him. Do you get it? Because he does put in a 100. I just feel like he hasn't refined himself in the final third. And I think at a club that work quicker on the break, he can be an asset. So I would do that. Keep Trossard, not give him a new contract, give him the year, see it out. And then the year after, you get in another left winger that comes in as a backup to Rodrygo, because we do need a bit of a revamp. Now, that's two ways. Or you let Trossard go. You shout Al Hilal or fucking whoever else you need to shout over in Saudi and say, yo, you was interested last year. What are you saying? 25 M's, you can have him. And that's change for them. That's interest. So we can work it any which way. Would Rodrygo come to us? I believe he would. Why? Because we can pay him what he wants or deserves as a player in this market. We can afford the transfer fee. We're in a position where if anyone else is going to fight for him, they're going to be in a similar position, because it's not going to be Liverpool ain't going to be in for Rodrygo, right? After the way they're moving in terms of WIRTZ and Frimpong and Kirkes. I think striker will be next for them and probably it, right? But then again, I don't know, because Diaz, he was close to an exit last year. I know he hasn't kicked on. Maybe Al Hilal go get him, or one of them man go get him. I don't know. Where's Saudi with our players? Surely one of them Saudi clubs won't have it. Surely. I know there's people over that side that watch this. I know you might. There's 1.9K, and there's a couple people from Saudi. If you got links, let them know. We can be tempted by an offer. I'm telling you, we can be tempted. I'm going off track here, but this can happen. But we can be tempted. So back to back to the track we were on. That's just a plea. That's a plea. That's an appeal. Saudi Kai, 50 M's, 45 M's. I would take 32 M's. I would take 25. But I've seen you offer 90 for Matoma. Matoma's quality different. I get it, but you've got money, so come on. This is a plea. But yeah, where was we? Trossard and him as well. I mean, give us 75. 75, Leandro, Kai. There we go. There we go. Quiet. You just do it quietly. No Fabrizio, no Ornstein. You just do it quietly. Pre-season starts. Oh, they're in Saudi. Cool. But yeah, that's my take on Rodrygo. We can, if he's available. And by that, I mean, if he stays at Real, I can understand it, because if I'm Xabi Alonso, I'm looking at him as a quality player. So as much as Angelotti couldn't make it work with that front three, maybe he has other ideas, right? So I'd want to be saying the same thing. So if he stays, I'd get it. I mean, if he wants to stay and the manager's telling him you've got a role here, then why would you come Arsenal? I hear that. If he goes to another club, that's when I'm going to be fuming. And I link this to Liverpool now, because WIRTZ is also part of the thumbnail, part of the title, part of the story, in my opinion. Oh, mind your own. Don't look at what Liverpool are doing. The transfer window ain't open yet. Open or not, I couldn't care less until game week 1, right? So I don't care if the transfer window's open or not. It's about the players being there for game week 1. But when you're seeing Liverpool win the league, and we all know what they need, they wrap up 2 of the 3 contracts that we all expected in some. We all hope maybe. I say we all hoped. I mean, it sounds fat, but listen, Liverpool, no hard feelings in the past, but we've become rivals somewhat. I mean, have we? We've challenged Man City twice. We didn't even challenge Liverpool. I don't know. I would have taken 1 out of the 3 contracts. I thought, maybe that's the light. Maybe they need a real shake-up. But Van Dijk and Salah stayed. That's the core. That's the backbone. That's any new player that comes in, they teach them about Liverpool, the heritage, the culture, the winning, the mentality. So solid. Confirmed that. Signed, sealed, delivered. Trent, see you later. Don't think you should have booed, but it's your choice, your player, not mine. Couldn't really care less, if I'm honest with you. When we're seeing them, 2 fullbacks, because Robertson, we also seen throughout last couple of seasons now, he's not the Robertson, and I think he's a Premier League legend in my opinion. Robertson. I think in terms of fullbacks, when you see his assist record as well, and listen, I know well he's got 2 titles in the bag now. Fucking know. I mean, I don't think there's an argument. Rodrygo to City potentially. I'm not saying we will get him. I'm just saying we better if he's available. If he goes City, and I don't give it. Don't tell me juggernaut and all of these things. Don't tell me that. Not this time. But yeah, Robertson, we knew needed replacing. Trent probably needed replacing. We know now needs replacing. Guess what? Kirkes, one of the shouts for left back of the season. One of the top 2-3 candidates for left back of the season, probably along with Robertson and I mean Lewis Skelly. He only started 14 games. I'm sure there's one more I'm missing off the top of my head, but it is what it is. That's not the point. Kirkes, Frimpong, he's here now. He's probably done his medical. He's probably chilling. He's probably out in Liverpool right now. So he's sorted. WIRTZ is probably here with him. So they're signing the 2 friends. You know, so 2 fullbacks in, creative midfielder in, on top of Szoboszlai, who's a very different number 10 to WIRTZ in terms of ability, right? But they bolstered that midfield like that, just like that. But people were telling me we can't get WIRTZ because he's going by, and we can't get WIRTZ because Real will take him when Xabi Alonso goes there. We can't get WIRTZ because he's going to a club. And listen, big Liverpool, bigger, better, champions of England. You know, most European heritage in the country as well, on top of that, right? But again, I've said this in the previous video, I think it was on AFTV, you know, when Arsenal fans over the years would make excuses against Man City or over the years against Chelsea and United, it was always, we're dealing with juggernauts. We're dealing with man that there's you know, the checkbook, you know, they give it to the club and the club writes it. Liverpool are not that. Now, I know you're about to go in on WIRTZ, but after a summer of not spending a pen, well, I mean, in football sense, in Liverpool sense, pennies on Chiesa, and you're going to make that money back. I mean, what was it, 11 mil? You can get 11 mil out of him. That work. So after that summer, you know, so be it. So be it. But you moved. So, you know, there's no excuses and or reasons left anymore for the Arsenal fans that sometimes I question, are you Arsenal fans because do you really put the club first in your thinking, right? Everyone's too infatuated with the journey, right? The story. Football ain't a story. Every season is every season's a story. Sorry, every season is an individual story. You might look back at a period and think, oh, that period, but every season is an individual story. They're not all interlinked. You can put in as many links as you want between the seasons, right? The most strong link being goals scored, goals conceded, you know, points metric, right? I get that. And I agree somewhat with that. But the moment the season ends, it's a new story, right? It's a completely new story. Whether that story is impacted by new people, players, other variables, injuries, whatever it is, it's a new story. And, you know, Liverpool, this ain't a rolling journey. This has been a new journey for them for the past year. But next season's a new story. WIRTZ is coming in. You know, Salah and Van Dijk are arm round. Liverpool heritage. Not that WIRTZ hasn't got experience in his own right over in Germany. I am actually quite pissed off about that WIRTZ stuff, you know. Not that I think we can take him off Liverpool, but you can't tell me one day in a press conference we need creativity, right? And not have entertained this deal. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty sure he would have picked Liverpool anyway with the Frimpong deal, and they're champions, and they've probably got more to flex with considering they didn't spend last summer. But we're never in. We're never in for it. Hence why I say with Rodrygo, if he's available, I need Arsenal's name there. Enough is enough. This ain't Mbappe I'm talking about. This ain't Messi, Cristiano. This ain't Xavi. This ain't. This is Rodrygo. Yeah. If he's available, you go for him because the way Liverpool are moving, they're going to be a very good side. Now, there's going to be more pressure on Slot because, in my opinion, the WIRTZ signing makes them favourites. Whatever we do, whatever City do, you're champions. You kept your, the core there in terms of Van Dijk and Salah. You've brought WIRTZ in, who, in my opinion, is the best player overall on the market. Overall, age, quality, experience, all things considered, right? So they're going to be favourites. But we need to do as much as we can to Chris says he disagrees. I mean, I don't understand how you can disagree that they're not going to be favorites. Champions, Salah, the best player in the league this season, he remains. Van Dijk, the best defender in the league for the last, Saliba's been up there. There's, but Van Dijk is the best centre back of this generation, this era, right? He's still there. WIRTZ coming in, who are, freshening up that midfield. We know how in our minds that looks, right? We can do it with Arsenal when we're linked, but think about it: WIRTZ, McAllister, Gravenberch. I don't think they're done in the midfield either. I think they'll pull something else out. I don't know the Endo situation, but Liverpool are going to be favourites because of the strengthening. WIRTZ, Frimpong, Gyökeres, quality, quality, quality. You expect them with the striker to probably bring in quality because all in with these three signings, what's it looking like? 200 mil? I think they've got another signing in them. I think I know Szoboszlai's still there, but I mean in terms of the three that are gonna, in my opinion, be the core three with Szoboszlai coming in out rotation. But yeah, I am pissed off about the WIRTZ stuff. I just never see us moving like that, and it annoys me. I mean, we have done early transfers. I mean, Zubimendi, people will argue early transfers, but again, said it before, say it again here. They launched that after we lost to Man United. They relaunched that after we lost to PSG. There ain't no third launches. Like nobody cares on the fact that good player. Other teams wanted him. Great stuff, right? Great stuff. Comes in, upgrade on Jorginho. Happy days. But it's been launched and relaunched. Like there ain't no launching it again. That's it. It's done. So it's on to the next one. We done it early with Rice and Havertz. Yes, Rice, big boost. Havertz deflated that a bit, but that played out the way it played out, and I think we know why now. That deflated man a little bit. I think Xhaka was an early signing too when we signed him, but again, we're talking about a game-changing signing for Liverpool here with WIRTZ, in my opinion. So I think Rodrygo does that for us in a different way, adds the necessary threat we need to the front three or to the wing, at the very least, because even if a GYOKERES is not banging on up top and Havertz has to come on or Marino has to come on, I can see Saka and Rodrygo working well with that type of striker too. So yeah. So what's that? That's Rodrygo done. That's WIRTZ done. And SESKO or SESKO or whatever. Like people keep on telling me it's pronounced SESKO. Cool. Whatever. I'm not interested, if I'm honest with you. It's just another process. It's just another project. Now, am I dismissing his quality as a player? I don't watch him enough. From what I've seen, he looks good. I wouldn't mind him as a backup striker, if I'm honest, because he could be the next best thing. Maybe not best thing, but he could be the next big thing, whatever. But where we're at, less excuses, less reasons. And he comes in with a bag of excuses and a bag of reasons. Young, he hasn't hit 15 in the league in Germany. He has to get used to this country. He's not an out and out nine. He likes to link up. He can play off the left. I just don't want to hear any of this stuff anymore. We've got enough players on this pitch that either can play there, but they play there and they float into there and they rewind back into the other place, but then fast forward into the other. We've got enough of that all over the gaff. I just want my 9 to 9. That's it. There's a certain area that I need my 9 to be in. And just have him there. and Gyökeres fits that for me. Now SESKO also, you know, you can use him in that way, but I haven't seen, like, how are we arguing? Like, what's happened to us that there's a striker that's played 100 games or so and scored 98 goals or so, right? Oh, 30 of them are penalties. So what? We need a penalty taker. We need a penalty. Good. He bagged all them penalties. Good. Because FA Cup exit, penalty. West Ham 22-23, top of the league, 200 days, penalty, miss, drop points. Big moments in the last 3 years, penalties. Come on. Come on. We don't get penalties. I mean, it's because we cross the ball more than anything, really. Really. We don't have a striker that Martinelli, I mean, beating his man is a chore at the best of times. Saka more is the one that can get a penalty, the way he moves. I mean, how's Havertz going to get a penalty? What's he going to do? Because as a defender, you don't really need to think fast with him. So it's not like you have to make a dart or a, you know, but once you have a striker that maybe peels off more, runs in behind more, once you get a system that opens it up a bit more, you'll get more penalties. You'll get more penalties. Who will flop hard, Gyökeres or SESKO? Because you're saying he can't hold up play. You're talking about Gyökeres there, I assume, because that again is the argument that people are making. He can't hold up play. My thing is, how often do we get the ball to the striker, right? To be holding up the ball for our wingers that are flying on. Not very often. Not very often. Havertz's hold up ain't like, or Marino's hold up is not like, they're big guys, so they can block off but they're not. I mean, to be honest, Marino's through ball to Saka for the Real Madrid goal was very nice. That was very nice. I'll give him that. So he's shown a little something there in terms of maybe hold up and then being able to do something on the turn. But you know, if Gyökeres is shit at holding up, so what? We don't play it quick enough to. And Havertz ain't good at it either. So I just don't understand these excuses. I just don't understand these excuses. But yeah, if it is SESKO and Rodrygo, I mean, we've still improved in those positions because one, we don't have a striker, and SESKO's a striker before anything else, whereas Marino and Havertz are midfielders at best before anything else. And Rodrygo is an upgrade on our left wing. So if it is that, if they do everything else they need to do, then maybe, just maybe, SESKO hits the ground running and the system is tweaked in order to, you know, also help release Rodrygo or the left winger a little bit more. Because like I said, partly Martinelli, the downfall in terms of productivity is down to the way Arteta's using him or using that left-hand side. So it has to, for me, Gyökeres, Rodrygo, 65, 85, 150 M's. 150 M's. That's 150 million. And then it's Rodrygo, Gyökeres, and Saka. That attack is scrumptious. It's scrumptious. It's threatening across the board. Who are you going to double up on? It's hard to pick. And then you've got Trossard, Martinelli, maybe. You've got Ranieri, all on the bench. Marino, all on the bench to change it up, to freshen it up. Healthy attack. 150 million. But I'd add 25 million Shirky as well. Now, he's also being linked to Man City. Maverick style player. We can't do that. Modern day football systems. Pep doesn't like him. Mikel doesn't like him. Oh my God. He might do something out of nothing and piss the manager off. Football needs that. Yeah. We need a bit of that. Because, like I said, for Martinelli, Arteta's way of thinking over the last couple of years has also had an impact on Odegaard. So, in my opinion, we need a midfielder to come freshen it up in that 10 position. So already 170, 175, that's not, in the big scheme of things, where we are, how much we spent last summer, what we made this season, the amount of shirts we sell, the merch we sell, and so on, right? The preseason tours that make millions, 175 million to bring in Gyökeres, Rodrygo, and Shirky, which would sort out the depth problem in attack. Shirky, Odegaard, Ranieri, Saka, Gyökeres, Marino, and Havertz, if we add him in there. Rodrigo, Martinelli, or Trossard. Kushti. Comfy. Happy. Zubimendi's already come in. So Zubimendi, cool, he slots in. Now, I don't know if I saw a super chat or, a regular comment or two. I'm all right with the Partey extension. I'm all right with the Partey extension. I'm actually happy. And I don't really mind how the club went about it, because a year ago, I would have said, Partey's last year, he sees it out. Why? Because out of 4 years, 2 on, 2 off, especially last one being off, I just thought, the curtains are on the wall, as Said would say. But he's come through this season. He's been our most consistent midfielder, played at quite a high level throughout. When he's played right back, I know we haven't, won the majority of those games and dropped points in the majority, but I don't blame him for it. I think he's still done his thing at right back. I mean, I remember him coming in against Luis Diaz, Liverpool, straight to him and him doing his thing. I just think it just didn't work having him out of that midfield, considering how good he's been this season. So I'm happy with Partey getting an extension. I'm all right with it. And at the end of the day, the Real Madrid first leg, we did see how much was it PSG first leg. We saw how much we missed him. Listen, he wasn't we missed him, but it's not linked to that is the reason we lost. We missed him for sure. And that, in my opinion, increased his stock, increased his value. I said after that game, he can call up and say, give me 3 years now. Give him the 2 years. Partey, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Shirky, midfield. And then you've got Marino there, who can also do something in midfield. I haven't seen it yet, but he can do something. Maybe when you're 2-3 up, and then you're good. And then I'm sitting back, might have a cigar, because from there we still need a couple more. Actually, Gyökeres, Rodrygo, Shirky, Zubimendi. I'm not gonna lie to you. 175 mil, Zubi's 50, 225 mil. Make back 50 on Martinelli. Net spend 175 mil. I'm banging 30 on the lap. 205 mil. You got another striker in there. 205 mil. And then I don't know, I'm bringing in one defender, I guess. I'm trying to keep Kivior. I'm all right with him. Calafiori needs to show out a bit more. I would have extended Tierney another year. I would have kept him another year, if I'm honest with you. But even if not keeping him, you sell him. There's 10, 15 million there we're letting go. And we had the option to extend his contract by a year. We had that option all up until, January the 1st. We should have extended it because his value, 10, 15, we could have got. We didn't. And the way he's kind of helped us in certain situations by providing something different in a time when Arteta was struggling to find anything different. I think he still had something to give, but wish him the best. Nice goal. See you later. I hope the injuries are behind you. So yeah, I was actually going to do a video saying unprecedented summer and go through the exact summer I wanted, but I've pretty much just gone through on it here. So you hit the like button, people. Hit the like button, because I ain't got that video to do anymore. So we've just done it. Unprecedented summer. That's what you'd call that. When I hit unprecedented, I think Gyökeres, Rodrygo, Shirky, Zubimendi, and something else. The lap. Because why not? 30 million, why not? That's what I think. We need a backup keeper. Couldn't give a shit. Bring someone in. Listen, Tommy Setford came in. I won't say rave reviews, but apparently there's something about him. 18-year-old English keeper. He's been in the Ajax academy for a couple of years, I think it was, or whatever it was, a year or 2 years. He looks good. He's 19 now. I believe you play your number one choice in the league, in the Champions League, and the FA Cup, because those three, in my opinion, are majors. I grew up knowing of these three as majors: Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup. I know people are arguing different things. I couldn't care less. This is my thoughts, my opinion, my channel. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you need a desk or chair, FlexiSpot, link in the description. Oh shit. I thought I lost the super chats there for a sec. Nope. Nope, we are good. Okay, cool. We are good. Sorry. The screen just went mad, and we're nearly an hour in as well. Right. Meant to be an hour show. It's 10 on the dot over here in the UK. Gonna be in South Africa in a matter of days, just over a week away. And if you're from South Africa and you're in the chat, bring in your South African flags. Come on, Arsenal archives. Mark my words, Arteta has stuck his neck out with Kroenkes. Ain't have with KH with the Kroenkes ain't having. Oh, sorry. Mark my words, Arteta has stuck his neck out with Havertz. Kroenkes ain't having 300k per week on the bench. Havertz is our main striker, and next year, I wasn't even on the screen. And next year we sign a backup. If I'm wrong, my first spare away ticket goes to you, bro. I don't think you. Nah. I'm about to leave my set and just walk because you know what? It can't be. Nah, I'm gonna take you up on that. Am I stupid? I might be, bro. I might be. There's no way we start this season without a new striker. There cannot be a way we start this season without a striker. They can't. They can, to be honest with you. I mean, they can. They can. I've seen worse. I've seen it all before. This is Arsenal. This is the Kroenkes, right? But they can't. They can, but they can't. Not this time. Not this time. Because shit will hit the fan. For sure. And don't say spare away ticket and then conveniently it's fucking, I don't know, the Brentford away or something. One I can easily get. That spare away ticket better be. I don't even want to say anything. I don't know what's going on in the Champions League next year, but well, big up, my bro. Hope you're good. I told people before, DM Arsenal Archives. If you see him in the chat, go subscribe to his channel. Old school Arsenal vids. My day. In full seasons. Oh, says GYOKERES and Semenyo or Rodrygo and SESKO. Pick one. Rodrygo and SESKO, if I'm honest. But you know what you're doing there with the question because you've taken the two we all want and put them in separate things. The reality is, if you don't remember last year, I didn't do any videos about the transfer stuff. When I was asked, what do I want? I said, it doesn't matter. I'm leaving it to them. I didn't flip out till the last day when it was Sterling and the window was done. That's when I flipped out because I said, listen, we challenged even better last year. Cool, do your thing. I even saw Havertz score whatever 13 and 17 at the end. Cool, do your thing. They didn't do their thing. That's why not this summer. This summer, you gotta keep the pressure on. Please come to Toronto and try our mother. You see, it ain't easy. It ain't easy because that is a good one. I've never seen that one before. That is a good one, but it ain't easy. Spending $2 to try catch me out. $2. Respect yourself. Next time, make it $4.99. In fact, it's dollars. Make it $9.99. Exchange rate is shit. Jam says thoughts on Berta. No official statement. What do you mean? It did come out that. What do you mean? No, it did come out that there was an official statement. He's our sporting director and all of that stuff. Or am I missing something? I don't know. Erwin says, big up Turkish from Istanbul. I am a Liverpool and Galatasaray fan. It's funny to me that Galatasaray has Osimhen, Icardi, Morata, and Liverpool have Nunes and Arsenal have Havertz. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. That is Nunes and Havertz in Turkey that would be good. That would be good. Nunes would bag 20 plus again, and Havertz would create space like no one else in that league. I'm telling you. For Fenerbahce, give me Nunes, and Galatasaray, you can take Havertz, and it could be a battle of the ages. You know, once upon a time it was JJ Okocha versus Hadji. Now it can be Havertz versus Nunes. Would I take Yildiz? No. Too raw, too young, still a lot to prove. So no. Arda Güler is, you know, he's a very, in terms of Turkish players, generational. His potential is high. Keys. I don't know, man. I don't know what kind of coincidence that is, bro. But if it's if you've got a problem, check it out. You're paying in dollars actually, so I know healthcare over there is peak. Well, the best healthcare over here is peak as well in different ways, but yeah. Arsenal Champions League winner. You've got to change your name, brother. You've got to change your name. Hi, Turkish. Nico here. Met you out. Yeah, I remember Nico actually. I remember, bro. You caught me undercover. Not that I was any good at being undercover. I was just there, barefaced, no belly. I brought the belly all the way to Paris. I left it in the hotel room. But all in all, got back safely. It is what it is. Big up Nico though. Nice to meet you and change that username, brother. Didn't happen. Suj says if we only end up with SESKO, Williams, and Zubamendi this window, I wouldn't be happy with that. It would be only a 4 or 5 out of 10 in my books. We need more. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that ain't no more than a 5. Like, and that's without any thought, without getting myself angry about it. So yeah, I'm with you. Cashley says Arteta needs to be sent to the Spanish second division to learn his craft. His arrogance is insane just because he was Pep's cone man. Got to deliver this season. He's got to deliver this season. For me, Gyökeres, big up Aaron. For me, Gyökeres over SESKO because he's a killer. The amount of time Saka puts a ball across the 6-yard box and no one is there is criminal. Rodrygo, Gyökeres, Saka, cold. 100%, Aaron. But Gyökeres won't suit our style of play, apparently. Because our style of play is only give it to the striker and hold it up, apparently. The silly reasons people make across the board, it's just weird, man. The guy bags goals, right? Will he work 100%? No. Could SESKO be the next big thing in 2 years? Yes. But guess what? Eliminate as much risk as you can with the moves you make moving forward. And I'm sorry, there's a lot more risks in signing a 21-year-old. Where's the Slovenian guy that hasn't bagged 15 in the German league, that hasn't played in this country, than there is signing a 27-year-old Swedish guy that bangs in his league, albeit not great, but also bangs in Europe, Europa League, Champions League, and international level. So much so that he keeps one of the best strikers in this league on not the cusp, but left-hand side, just behind front. He is the main man. Or so I hear. I ain't Swedish. I don't fucking watch Sweden. Rickin says, big up Turks. Long time, my boy. Come on, Rickin. My guy. Hope you and little man are blessed. Yeah, all good. He's sleeping, obviously. Question for you. SESKO and Rodrygo or Williams and Gyökeres? Okay, so this is a bit different to the other one. The other one was Semenyo and Gyökeres. This closes the gap from the last one, but I still go SESKO and Rodrygo because I love Rodrygo. I just think he's a difference maker. Like. He can provide the Gyökeres is a bagsman, right? But I don't think he's magic. So Williams and Gyökeres, you'd be relying on Williams to his trajectory to speed up quite quick because he can be magic. Again, I haven't seen enough of magic from him. Whereas Rodrygo, out of these 4 names, is the one that I have seen magic from. And by magic, I mean something out of nothing. Whether that be a skill, a pass, a shot, a goal, whatever. Something out of nothing. And we need something out of nothing players. Tolossi says SESKO actually had a better goal per 90-minute ratio than Gyökeres when Leipzig was finishing 4th. Plus, I think he is already better against low blocks. I don't know about this. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're taking penalties out. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, what's last season when SESKO started 17 and scored 14 or something like that? Yeah, I mean, when your numbers are that good, yeah. I forgot what it was off the top of my head, 14 and 17 or something like that. 17 starts. But the reality is, you know, too short of a, he's got more game time this year, but his productivity hasn't accelerated in the same way it looked like it might have. You score 14 and 17 starts, and then you get 30 starts the year after. I mean, you'd want 25 goals, right? I don't know how many games Sheshko started. I'll quickly get it up here now. 30 games on the dot, started 30 off the bench 3 times, so 33 in total. Yeah, so all of that goal per 90 minute and all that stuff, it's skewed. Arsenal 13-180 says after bringing in Zubimendi as backup striker for Marino, all we need is 2 new left backs and a Chelsea reject, and Robbie will rate the window a 9 out of 10. We can't have that nonsense again. Come deadline day this year, anything reminiscent of last year, I'm crashing out. Old Turkish is back this season. Transfer window first, get that done, and this season if we don't win shit, it's going off. Sam Wick says Rodrygo is lightweight on the ball, nice skills, but doesn't have the strength or acceleration. Kvara was the generational we missed as a Liverpool fan. Rodrygo is more lightweight on the ball than Kvara, that's for sure. But generally, for a winger, Rodrygo, you see, there's a difference between being light and being hungry. But hunger can make up for being light, and Rodrygo has that hunger. He nips as well. Like Martinelli does that as well. Used to do that more, in an attacking sense. So I agree. Rodrygo is. I won't say lightweight on. I wouldn't say Rodrygo. I wouldn't describe him as lightweight on the ball if I'm describing Rodrygo, unless it's further down the list. It's not one of my concerns with him. I know this is Premier League, and I know the physical side of it. I get all of that. But in my opinion, the quality he has, he's a player that you need to be able to release a little bit. And that's on Arteta to be able to release him a little bit because he's done his dirt in terms of water carrying for others. He's ready to show out now. And if he's lightweight on the ball, I mean, Williams ain't. Williams is lighter weight on the ball. Lookman again, he's got a certain level of hunger to the way he plays. Yeah, I mean, generally wingers are kind of more lightweight in general anyway. But Kvara he was the one. He was the one. Actually, yeah, I mean, just about. And my bad, said Ricky, and I asked the same question. Best 2 options split into 2 different options, but likelihood is we ain't getting the 2 best options anyway. Yeah, yeah. So the likelihood is it will be one of those 2, and that's probably at best in the likelihood that it's not the 2 we want. Aaron also had the club do us fans dirty and took the piss with us last season in the summer and January. Went to 42 games home and away last year. Missed uni exams to go PSV away, Madrid away. I need this league title. Don't we all, brother? Don't we all? Been waiting 21 years. Imagine I just look up at this gold trophy and just think, who would have thought you go invincible and then you don't win the league? I was about to say for the foreseeable future. I mean, is 21 years foreseeable? Because that's what's the other word for it? The unseeable future. Yeah, whatever. The opposite. Um, Aaron also adds Haaland didn't fit City's style of play. Exactly. What did Pep do? These excuses for GYOKERES are nonsense. Just can't ignore the numbers. This not only that, I'll go one better. Haaland didn't suit Pep's style of play. He made it work. Havertz didn't suit our style of play when he came in after that 22-23 season. Far from it. But what did Arteta do? Switched around the system to help accommodate. Rishab says Turkish was safe from the big 6 here, but the Chelsea project worries me. We need to win big, quick. Thoughts? We need to win big next season, bro. That's it. Full stop. Quickest. Next season. We must. And by win big, I mean Premier League, Champions League. I know FA Cup, I still class that as a major, but Don't win the FA Cup and tell me to trust the process, and then 6 years later win the FA Cup and then tell me that I should be happy. Don't do. Let's not have that sort of season. So win big now. Does the Chelsea project worry me? No, not yet. Big up, total eclipse. Come on. Why the hell are Arsenal not all over Shirky? I mean, for 20-25 mil as a 10, he's perfect for you, man. As Odegaard competition, he is. But guess what? He's not a market opportunity enough, or apparently so, because we're only out for market opportunities and players that are world class because we are back at the big table again, right? That's what we've been hearing. Unprecedented summer and all of that. So it should be WIRTZ we're getting, right? Not Shirky. But God forbid you spend 100 plus on WIRTZ, and God forbid you bring in Shirky, who's a bit of a maverick, he might shoot if you tell him pass. Oh no, we don't want that. If I tell you pass, you pass. If I tell you cross, you cross. You don't shoot. We can't have that sort of player here. What about Liao? Says hello or halo. Best game breaker in the world outside of Mbappe. Who cares if he's lazy? We play 75% of our game in the opponent's box. Liao and SESKO. Liao, I mean, even I overlook him now. I mean, he gets overlooked a lot. His numbers, listen, he's a double-digit scorer. He gives you a bit of both. Again, someone who over the years people have linked maybe his attitude or I don't know what else to maybe failing to hit his ceiling or potential. But then again, who gave him that ceiling potential? You know, this in this day and age, you have 3-4 good games, people think you're going to be the next, Messi, and then when you have 4-5 games, people say you're a complete flop and you didn't live up to it. So this era is mad. I like Liao. I haven't watched much of him for the last year, much at all. Maybe 2 games regarding Liao. 2. I like him. It'll be an interesting one. I wouldn't be upset with it. I would like if we sign Liao, I wouldn't be like, I'd be intrigued. All I know is whoever we sign, yeah, you can sign Tom Hanks on that left wing. We need to win the league, right? I know who I want. I'd like Rodrygo. I wouldn't mind Liao. I wouldn't mind. I want Shirky. I would have liked WIRTZ. I wouldn't mind Arda. I want GYOKERES. I wouldn't mind Osimhen. Because all roads need to lead to this league title. That's it. So if that can put that into perspective, if I'm, Liao, quality player, he has his cons, but so does Tom Hanks. So I just want that perspective. London lad says, after another disappointing season, can't wait for us to lift the biggest prize in English football. Wins puppies. Over the last 12 months, the club haven't really played on that whole win stuff, right? Because they knew, like, you lot messed about. It's always. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't brought out the win range. I'm surprised there isn't a dog range with a dog here and Havertz going mad in the advert. I'm surprised. And to be honest, I say that there might be one coming. I'm not too sure. Big up Costa. Big Costa. Let me say Costa. And big up Turkish. Do you think on top of doing the business this summer that Arteta needs to tweak his tactics as well? Yep. Didn't even need to finish that sentence, bro. 100% he needs to tweak it a little bit, in my opinion. I don't get paid 15 mil. How you tweak it, I don't really know. It's up to you. But we need some more attacking emphasis again. Not everything is to protect. We need to unlock sometimes, yeah? So more unlocking, less locking. Let's find the balance. This one's coming from Skinny Devil. Would you trade the Invincibles for a few more Prems in the last 20 years and maybe a Champions League? Also a Liverpool fan, but I love your takes. Honestly, I wouldn't. And it can sound delusional at times. I get it. When I say things like I wouldn't trade it for a couple Champions League. I wouldn't trade it for, unless you're offering mad things, right? Because it's something that I lived through. It's something that was special. I know the social media age, make a mockery of everything. You know, whether it's Liverpool just winning the league title or whether it's Invincibles back in the day, or they make them. For me, it's a special achievement. I lived through it, breathed it. I saw how it was received from the ops across the board. I saw the pedestal we was put at in the media. That era was crazy in terms of Arsenal Football Club, right? And some of the things I say when I say they used to say who would win out of Arsenal and Brazil between '02 and '04, because Brazil '02 mad team, the 3 R's crazy World Cup winners, but Arsenal were playing some mad football. So when it culminates in the Invincibles, it's like beautiful stuff, and the gold trophy is unique. You know, people mock it, yeah, but I get told I can't tell people I can't have an opinion on the Champions League win because I don't know how it feels. But then them same people are quick to tell me I can't talk about the Invincibles in any way. But do you know how it feels? No. So I'm not talking specifically to you. I'm just saying. For me, obviously, the treble is mad. Champions League, Premier League, and FA Cup. That, I mean, and the quadruple is which hasn't been done, is the pinnacle, right? But what we've done is still special. So I'm not in the business of trying to swap it or trade it in for anything. It holds a lot of weight for me as an Arsenal fan and a lot of Arsenal fans that lived through that. Maybe not the newer generation that didn't live through that. It's a story to them. But for me, yeah, I wouldn't trade that. As silly as it may sound to some people, but the memories that come along with it, nah. Now people will argue the memories that come along with a couple more leagues in Champions League would have made up for it. But at the same time, especially in a world where unique achievements are put above everything else, the treble is not what it used to be because Man City done the treble now, or this ain't, the Invincibles ain't because 100 points is this, or 15 goals conceded is this. In a world where achievements stand above, Invincibles, in Sir Alex's words, stands above anything else. That ain't my words. That's Sir Alex. He's won it all. So yeah, I wouldn't change it. Aloha, Turkish. Love for the love from Hawaii. Big up, my bro. Big up. Giving my thoughts on Leao already, so hopefully you was there for it. Late to the show, says Stringer Bellend. Gotta show some love. You see, Stringer, I like Stringer in the way, until he started moving mad, because Avon was my favorite. But when Stringer started moving mad, I hated him. I haven't forgiven him since. It was very real when I was watching it back then. Have says thoughts if Liverpool signed Alvarez as well as WIRTZ. I mean, how greedy is my thoughts? How greedy? What? You must think this is plenty of fish or something. This is YouTube. Height, weight, pronouns, and salary. Firstly, remove pronouns from all of that because I'm just me. And the rest, I mean, you're on the wrong platform. Text, can you see why I can't send super chats on Big Six? So we've got another one. Actually, you're just saying super chats, though. In some countries, apparently, super chats don't work. If your normal comments are coming through fine, then it'll be because super chats don't work in your country. I will double check it when I'm searching Danby LFC. Do you think he's going to change the captaincy? Nope, he will not. He will not. It ain't an easy thing to do. Done that. Pronouns, Arteta sexual. On that note, people, listen, love for the super chats, love for the engagement. As I say that, last pies has come. My eyes are, yeah. If you see me with glasses one day too, it's just gonna be all mad. Liverpool are doing crazy things. WIRTZ, GYOKERES, and Frimpong already, and looking at strikers. Is that the latest? They're looking at strikers. Well, I mean, that's a given. But is that the latest? They're looking for strikers. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? I'm not too sure. Big up Red as well. I Red. Soon, man. Another year. Another year, we'll be back. We'll have another link up soon, unless you come London in the meantime. If you do, you know what to do. Shout me. Shout me. HMRC in disguise. Maybe. Maybe they're onto me. Let me lock this off before I get a call or two. People, like I said, love, super chats, love, engagement, love, for the love. Hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Big up FlexiSpot. If you need a desk, if you need a chair, I vouch for them. 100% I vouch for them. So if anyone does get anything, then do let me know you got something, because I want you lot to double down on this vouching, because I try not to just vouch for anything. If you need a VPN, you already know what to do. And if you need furniture, now you know what to do. Big up FlexiSpot. Big up the community. I'll be back when I'm back. And that will be in a few days. In a few days when we sign someone. In a few days. Yeah, right. All right, people. I'm out. Peace.